There is a tube of something sitting in your bathroom cabinet right now that restores foggy, yellowed, oxidized headlights to factory clarity in 12 minutes. Not somewhat clearer, not slightly less dim, factory clarity. The American Automobile Association tested this in an accredited laboratory and published the results. Dealers charge between $300 and $800 per headlight assembly to replace what this $2 bathroom product fixes permanently in your own driveway with a cloth and 10 minutes of circular motion. The automotive aftermarket industry in the United States generated $414 billion in 2024. Every dollar of that ecosystem depends on one psychological premise remaining intact. That vehicle maintenance requires specialized knowledge, proprietary products, and certified professionals. The moment a driver discovers that a tube of toothpaste from the bathroom cabinet outperforms a $30 branded restoration kit from the auto parts store, that premise collapses. And a collapsing premise is a collapsing revenue model. They did not hide this because it fails. They hid it because the AAA confirmed it works. And knowledge that turns every driveway into a professional restoration bay cannot be allowed inside a $414 billion machine built on the opposite assumption. This is the story of foggy headlights, how they were engineered to fail, why they fail on a predictable schedule, what the safety data actually shows about driving with degraded lenses, and why the fix has been sitting in your bathroom the entire time. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If these stories matter to you, the subscribe button and the bell are the best way to make sure this knowledge survives. This is where we open the vaults the industry welded shut. To understand the conspiracy behind your foggy headlights, you need to understand one regulatory decision made in 1983 that permanently altered the economics of American automotive maintenance. For 4 decades before that year, every car sold in the United States used sealed beam glass headlights. Standardized, round, or rectangular, interchangeable across manufacturers. A glass headlight from a 1965 Chevrolet could be purchased at any hardware store for approximately $5. Glass does not yellow. Glass does not oxidize. Glass does not degrade under ultraviolet radiation. A sealed beam headlight installed in 1965 looked identical in 1985. The light output did not diminish. The clarity did not deteriorate. There was nothing to restore, nothing to replace, and no revenue opportunity in the degradation cycle because degradation did not occur. In 1981, Ford Motor Company filed a federal petition to change this. They argued that polycarbonate plastic headlight assemblies were safer, lighter, and more aerodynamically flexible than standardized glass units. All 3 arguments were technically accurate. What the petition did not mention was the economic consequence that the automakers understood perfectly. Polycarbonate can be molded into any shape. Every new model year could carry a unique, proprietary headlight assembly that fit no other vehicle. The standardized $5 glass unit was dead. The $300 proprietary replacement assembly was born. Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 108 was amended in 1983. Polycarbonate headlights became legal across the American market. Polycarbonate is 250 times more impact resistant than glass. It is half the weight. It can be produced in any shape a designer specifies. What it cannot do, and what the industry never advertised on any showroom floor, is survive prolonged exposure to ultraviolet radiation. UV photons strike the polycarbonate surface and initiate a process called photooxidation. The polymer chains that give the plastic its clarity begin to break apart at the molecular level. Microfractures form across the surface. Moisture infiltrates those fractures, Road salt, atmospheric particulate, and chemical residue embed into the damaged layer. The result is the yellow, cloudy, frosted lens visible on virtually every vehicle older than 5 years in any outdoor parking lot in the country. The automakers knew this would happen. They applied a sacrificial UV protective coating to the factory lens to extend the appearance of clarity. That coating is designed to absorb UV damage and delay the degradation of the polycarbonate beneath it. It lasts between 3 and 5 years under average sun exposure. After that, the unprotected plastic begins its inevitable decay. Your headlight is deteriorating in your driveway on a schedule the manufacturer calculated before your vehicle left the factory floor. Before I continue, I need to stop and tell you something important. This video is only the surface of what the industry has hidden from you. I spent months collecting everything they buried into one place. Solar water heating technology that a Baltimore tinsmith patented in 1891 that eliminated gas bills for thousands of California families before 1920, and that utility companies erased from American plumbing codes through the 1920s and 1930s. Drain cleaning chemistry that Roman aqueduct engineers used 2,000 years ago that the $30 billion plumbing service industry buried behind fear campaigns. Rust conversion compounds the U.S. military deployed across 3 war theaters that the auto industry repackaged at 15 times the cost. Earth battery blueprints generating sustained electrical current from scrap copper wire and wet soil. All of it is inside the complete forbidden camping vault. Over 10 guides in one place. No filler. Every page built for immediate action. The link is in the description right now. But stay here, because what the ADA found when they measured actual headlight output on aging vehicles is the safety data the automotive industry has no interest in publicizing. In 2019, the American Automobile Association conducted a controlled laboratory study on headlight performance degradation. They tested headlight assemblies from vehicles approximately 11 years old against factory new units of identical specification. The degraded assemblies produced 22% of the light output of the new units, not a marginal reduction. Not 80% or 90% of original performance, 22%. A 78% reduction in the light illuminating the road ahead of a driver who believes their headlights are functioning normally. The safety implications are not abstract. 50% of all traffic fatalities in the United States occur at night. A pedestrian at the roadside, a cyclist in a lane, a deer frozen in the center of the road all become visible at dramatically reduced distances to a driver operating with headlights producing less than a quarter of their designed output. The stopping distance required to avoid a collision at highway speed exceeds the illuminated visibility range of a severely degraded headlight. The ADA study confirmed that restoration brings light output back to approximately 70% of factory specification. Not perfect, but more than 3 times brighter than the degraded state and achieved with a process that costs $2 in bathroom cabinet ingredients. There are approximately 556 million polycarbonate headlight assemblies in service on American roads today. The average vehicle age in the United States reached a record 12.6 years in 2024. Every one of those aging assemblies is a revenue opportunity on a predetermined decay schedule. Multiply the number of vehicles with deteriorated lenses by the average dealer replacement quote of $400 per assembly, and the arithmetic becomes a business model, not a coincidence. Here is exactly how the pipeline was designed to extract maximum revenue at every price point. A driver notices their headlights have yellowed and visits the dealership. The service advisor recommends full assembly replacement. The quote is $300 to $600 per unit installed, over $1,000 for a pair on any mid-range vehicle, and over $2,000 for European luxury models. If the driver resists, the advisor offers professional restoration as a budget alternative. The shop charges $75 to $150 for a process requiring approximately 20 minutes of labor and $2 in consumable materials. The driver who researches independently finds restoration kits at the auto parts store for $20 to $30. Those kits contain approximately $2 worth of sandpaper and polishing compound packaged in branded plastic with instructions printed in 3 languages. Every layer of this pipeline extracts maximum revenue from a problem that household chemistry resolves completely. And nobody at any layer of the pipeline has any incentive to mention the bathroom cabinet.